Hi guys, I'm back with another video, or if you haven't watched my videos before, I'm Kiana. Make sure to subscribe. The button is down below. I'm finally back with another video. Things have been crazy the past month, which is why I haven't uploaded or filmed, but here I am, and I just woke up not too long ago, so that explains my appearance, but I wanted to film anyway, so let's just get into it. Today we are going to be talking about the Avril Lavigne conspiracy theory, and yes, I know this is old, but I literally just found out about this yesterday on Twitter because it was literally trending. Okay, so I am going to be just reading through this person's Twitter who was like explaining the conspiracy theory to everybody. So I will also leave their Twitter link in the description so you guys can read it for yourself. The conspiracy is that Avril Lavigne died and was replaced by a lookalike. Okay, so she has a video on here comparing one of her songs from 2002 to a song from 2014 and says, okay, yes, you can obviously change your genre of music, but like, just saying. Avril Lavigne was born in Ontario, Canada in 1984, and her first album, Let Go, was released in 2002 when she was 18. Up until this point, she was so used to being able to live a normal life, and now that she was famous, she couldn't handle the paparazzi. So she decided to hire a lookalike to walk around LA and pose for the paparazzi. And then it shows two pictures in comparison. One is Avril, and then the other one is the lookalike, and you guys can see that if you go to the link in the description. Her name is Melissa Vandella, and they quickly became best friends. An unknown source says that Melissa and Avril were in the studio one day hanging out, and they thought it would be funny to teach Melissa how to sing and sound like Avril. This wasn't proved, but it was tipped to an unknown source. So moving on to 2003, Melissa was still working with her, and she was about to start working on her next album. Tragically, Avril's grandfather passed away, and it hurt her so much. He was her best friend and her biggest supporter. She basically lost it, and she was distraught, crying on the stage. And in interviews, she would lock herself in an apartment and write for weeks on end. Finally, she finished the songs for the next album, and if you've heard the album, you know what I mean when I say it's depressing. She recorded the songs, having to frequently take breaks in between sessions to cry and calm down. She was absolutely heartbroken. Other sources even said she threatened to kill herself and tried to attempt several times because she felt like she couldn't go on without. And the next part of this theory is that she actually succeeded, and it said Avril hung herself in late 2003. Now, if you were alive during this time, you know that Avril was everywhere. Everyone knew her name. She was the punk princess. She was at the peak of her career, so it is said that instead of letting the news of her dying go into the media, they used her lookalike to live on the rest of Avril Lavigne's life as her. They already had Avril's recordings of her second album, so they decided to release it. They referring to her record company. Her second album was released, and it was actually Avril's voice, so they didn't worry about Melissa having to sing just yet. Then all of a sudden, in 2007, Melissa released The Best Damn Thing, and she had a new look and a new style. And then it compares Avril from 2004 and then her in 2007, which is Melissa, and then it's just goes on to compare some of her songs. And someone was like, okay, well, the person that's writing this, okay, I know Girlfriend's a bop, but okay, it's like a completely different style and use of vocals that she would do before. And a lot of Avril's birthmarks she had before are gone, and she also has the same the same tattoo that Melissa has, and once this theory was brought to her attention in an interview, she was very shaky and nervous in her interview. She was trying to play it off as a joke and saying things, well, like, I'm here, so that's not true, and all of that, and then she performed after the interview and was stumbling on and off the stage and messing up words. Like, I'm not saying that Avril is dead, but Avril is dead. And everybody's like saying that they've heard this conspiracy theory before, but I've never heard about it. Like, maybe I'm just oblivious, but I've heard like a bunch of conspiracy theories and I've never heard that before, and now I'm like questioning my entire life. And it like honestly like makes sense though. And another thing that somebody says is, where is Melissa Vandella's social media account? And they're like, nowhere. Like what? So yeah, I'm completely shook right now, honestly. And like I said, I will leave the conspiracy thread link in the description so you guys can check that out for yourselves. So that's all I have for this video, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.